I caught my husband crying in the bathroom after his brother's wedding because she's pregnant and he'll never have that, so I handed him divorce papers with my positive test attached and wrote, "Now you can watch someone else raise your kid too." I'm 29, he's 31. We've been trying for a baby for 2 years. Every month was the same routine: hope, disappointment, him getting quieter and more distant. 6 months ago he said we should take a break from trying because the stress was too much. I agreed because I thought he needed space to process everything. His younger brother got married last weekend. The reception was at this gorgeous vineyard, everyone was drinking and dancing, typical wedding stuff. Then during the toasts, the bride suddenly grabbed the mic and announced we're pregnant. Everyone went crazy. Cheering, crying, the whole thing. I looked over at my husband and his face just crumbled. He got up and walked out of the reception hall. I gave him a few minutes, then went to find him. He was in the bathroom. The door wasn't locked. I heard him crying before I even pushed it open. "Babe?" I said. "Are you okay?" He looked up at me with tears streaming down his face. "She's pregnant. They've been together 3 years and she's already pregnant." "I know it's hard," I started to say, trying to comfort him. "You don't get it," he cut me off. "He has everything now. A wife, a baby coming. I'll never have that." I froze. "What do you mean you'll never have that?" "We're still trying, we can." "No," he said, shaking his head. "We can't. I can't. Not with you." Those words hit me like a truck. Not with me? What the hell does that mean? He went pale. Started backtracking immediately. "That's not what I meant, I just meant the timing isn't right, we're not." "Who is she?" "What? Who is she?" He didn't answer. Just stared at me. I pulled out my phone. I'd been suspicious for months but kept telling myself I was paranoid. He'd been coming home late, spending more time at the gym, being secretive with his phone. I checked our phone bill 2 weeks ago and saw hundreds of texts to one number. I'd already looked it up. I knew exactly who it was. "Her name's Emma," I said. "She's 26. Works at your office. You've been texting her 40, 50 times a day for the last 4 months." His face told me everything. "How long?" I asked. "It's not what you think." "How fucking long?" "Since January," he whispered. 7 months. He'd been cheating on me for 7 months while I was tracking my ovulation and taking prenatal vitamins and thinking we were in this together. "Does she know you're married?" He nodded. "Does she know we've been trying for a baby?" Another nod. I laughed. Actually laughed. It was either that or scream. "That's why you wanted to stop trying," I said. "Because you're already planning a future with her." "I didn't plan this," he said. "It just happened. I fell in love with her. She gets me in ways you never did. She's fun and spontaneous and she actually wants kids, not like me." I said. "I've been begging you for a baby for 2 years. With her it's different. Natural. With you it felt like a chore, like something you needed to check off your list." I wanted to hit him. I wanted to throw something. Instead I reached into my purse. "I need to show you something," I said. I pulled out an envelope. Inside were divorce papers. I'd had them drawn up 3 days ago after I confirmed the affair. My lawyer had been waiting for me to be ready to serve them. But I'd also added something that morning. Stapled to the front page was a pregnancy test. Positive. I'd taken it yesterday morning, hadn't told anyone yet because I wanted to be sure. I'd been planning to tell him after the wedding, thought maybe it would fix everything. Stupid. "Congratulations," I said, handing him the envelope. "You're going to be a father. Just not with me." He opened it. Saw the test. His hand started shaking. "You're pregnant?" 10 weeks, I said. "Which means it happened right before you said we should take a break. Funny timing, huh?" "Oh my God," he whispered. "Oh my God, we're having a baby." "No," I said. "I'm having a baby. You're getting divorced. Papers are already filed. My lawyer will contact yours on Monday." "Wait, please, we can work this out," he started. "Work what out?" "You just told me you're in love with someone else. That she gets you and I don't. That you want kids with her, not me." "I didn't mean it like that, I was upset." "I sign the papers," I said. "You've got 30 days. After that it doesn't matter if you sign or not, it goes through anyway. But the baby, you can decide if you want custody or not. Honestly I hope you don't. You'd be a shit father anyway if this is how you handle commitment." I started to leave. He grabbed my arm. "Please," he said. "Don't do this. We can fix this. I'll end things with her, we'll go to counseling, we can be a family." I looked at his hand on my arm. "Let go of me. Just listen." The bathroom door opened. His brother walked in, took one look at the scene, and said, "What the hell is going on?" My husband dropped my arm. I handed his brother the envelope. Your brother's having a baby, I said. Just not with who he thought. Congratulations on becoming an uncle twice over. His brother read the papers, saw the test, looked at my husband with pure disgust. You cheated on her? He said. While she was trying to get pregnant? It's complicated, my husband said. It's really not, I said. I walked out. Left him there with his brother and the divorce papers and the evidence of everything he'd just destroyed. I drove home, packed a bag, and went to my sister's house. She held me while I cried for 3 hours straight. My husband's been blowing up my phone ever since. Saying he made a mistake, that he wants to be there for the baby, that he loves me and we can work through this. His family's been calling too. His mom crying, his dad demanding we talk, his brother surprisingly on my side telling everyone what happened. The woman he cheated with actually called me yesterday. Said she didn't know he was still trying for a baby with me, that he told her we'd basically separated months ago. She ended things with him immediately when she found out the truth. So now he's lost both of us. My family thinks I should at least hear him out for the baby's sake. That kids need their fathers and I'm making a decision in anger that I'll regret. But all I can think about is him crying in that bathroom saying he'd never have this with me while I was literally pregnant with his child. I don't know. Maybe I moved too fast with the divorce papers. Maybe I should have tried counseling first. Am I a butthole? The paternity test came back yesterday and I wish I could say I was surprised. My husband's been camping outside my sister's house for the last week. Not literally camping, but he drives by every morning and parks down the street. My sister caught him sitting there at 6 a.m. 3 days ago just staring at the house. She called the police for a welfare check and they told him to leave. He did, but he came back the next morning. His mother showed up at my work on Tuesday. I'm a dental hygienist and she literally walked into the office during my shift and demanded we talk. My boss had to ask her to leave. She stood in the parking lot for 2 hours waiting for my lunch break. I finally went out there because I didn't want to make a scene. You're destroying my son, she said before I could even speak. He's devastated. He made one mistake and you're punishing him forever. One mistake that lasted 7 months, I said. He loves you. He wants to be a father to that baby. Then he shouldn't have told me he never wanted kids with me while crying over his brother's pregnant wife. She actually had the nerve to say you're taking that out of context. I got back in my car and drove away. She called me 17 times that afternoon. I blocked her number. But here's the thing that's been eating at me. After I left that bathroom at the wedding, after I went to my sister's place, I couldn't stop thinking about the timeline. We've been taking a break from trying for 6 months. But I got pregnant 10 weeks ago, which meant it happened in late August. I went back through my calendar. Late August was right after his company retreat. The one he said was mandatory, 3 days in the mountains, no spouses allowed. I texted his brother. Asked if he knew anything about a company retreat in August. He called me back within 5 minutes. There was no retreat, he said. I asked him about it at the time because it seemed weird. He said it was last minute, very exclusive, only senior staff. He's not senior staff, I said. I know. So I did what I should have done months ago. I logged into our cell phone account and downloaded every text message from the last year. The affair didn't start in January like he said. It started last November. 13 months, not 7. And that company retreat? He was with her. I found the hotel reservation confirmation in his email, deleted from his inbox but still in the trash folder. 2 rooms booked under his credit card. His room and hers, connecting doors, same floor. But that's not even the worst part. I found messages from July where he told her he was handling it with me. That he'd convinced me we needed to stop trying for a baby because the timing wasn't right. Direct quote, she bought it completely. Said she understood. Give me a few more months and I'll have everything sorted. He was planning to leave me. He'd already consulted a lawyer about divorce proceedings, had a whole exit strategy mapped out. The only reason he hadn't filed yet was because his lawyer told him to wait until after his brother's wedding so it wouldn't overshadow the family event. I sat on my sister's bathroom floor reading these messages and threw up. Not morning sickness. Just pure rage and disgust. My sister found me there an hour later, phone in hand, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. What happened? She asked. I showed her everything. The messages, the hotel booking, the lawyer consultations, all of it. She grabbed my phone and started forwarding everything to her own email. You're going to need this, she said. For court. That's when I remembered something. The baby. If he'd been planning to leave me for months, if he'd actively stopped us from trying to conceive because he wanted a clean break, then getting pregnant wasn't some happy accident that could fix everything. It was a complication he never wanted. So I made an appointment with a lawyer yesterday morning. Brought all the evidence. She actually smiled when she saw the text messages. This is incredibly helpful, she said. Proof of premeditated deception and planning to abandon the marriage. Plus infidelity with evidence. You're in a very strong position. I don't want his money, I told her. I just want him gone. You're pregnant and he committed adultery. Take the money. You're going to need it for the baby. She's right. I know she's right. But part of me just wants to erase him completely, like he never existed. My husband showed up at my sister's house again last night. This time he brought his brother with him, I guess thinking that would make a difference. My sister answered the door. I stood behind her. She doesn't want to see you, my sister said. I need to talk to her about the baby, my husband said. Please. 5 minutes. The baby that you told another woman you wished you weren't having with me? I said from behind my sister. That baby? He looked destroyed. I never said that. I held up my phone. Want me to read the text out loud? I've got 13 months worth. His face went white. His brother looked at him like he'd never seen him before. You told me it was 7 months, his brother said quietly. It's complicated, my husband started. It's really not, I said, stealing my own line back. I made mistakes, my husband said, looking at me now. But that baby is mine too. You can't just cut me out. Watch me. I have rights, he said, and his voice got harder. Legal rights. You can't keep my kid from me. You're right, I said. You do have rights. Want to know what rights you have? Every other weekend once the baby's born. Child support payments. Maybe some holidays if you're lucky. That's it. That's not fair, he said. You want to talk about fair? How about 13 months of lying to my face while planning your exit strategy with your lawyer so you could leave me for another woman? How about convincing me to stop trying for a baby while telling her you were handling it? Is that fair? His brother grabbed his arm. We should go. No, my husband said, shaking him off. This is my baby. My child. I'm not going to be shut out because I made some mistakes. Some mistakes, I repeated. You cheated on me for over a year. You lied about a company retreat to spend a weekend with her. You consulted a divorce lawyer while I was taking prenatal vitamins. Those aren't mistakes. That's who you are. He started crying then. Actual tears running down his face. I love you, he said. I know I messed up, but I love you and I love our baby and I'm begging you, please, don't do this. My sister started closing the door. He put his hand up to stop it. Move your hand, she said. Please, he said again, looking at me. You love me? I said. You told her you'd never felt this way about anyone. That I was comfortable but she was alive. Those were your words. He dropped his hand. The door closed. I heard his car start a few minutes later. Then silence. My sister made me tea and we sat on her couch not talking for a long time. Do you think I'm being too harsh? I finally asked. She looked at me like I'd lost my mind. Are you kidding? You're being too nice. I would have set his car on fire, I laughed. First real laugh in days. But now I'm lying in her guest bed at 2 a.m. wondering if I'm making the right choices. Everyone keeps saying kids need their fathers. That I'm letting anger cloud my judgment. That he deserves a chance to be involved. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should at least try to co-parent with him peacefully. Or maybe he burned that bridge when he spent 13 months planning to leave me while I was trying to build a family with him. His family found out about the hotel booking and everything went nuclear. I didn't tell them. His brother did. After that night at my sister's house, he apparently went home and told his wife everything I'd said about the 13 months and the company retreat that never happened. She told her sister. Her sister is married to my husband's cousin. By Monday morning, the entire family knew he'd been lying about the affair timeline. His mother called me Tuesday afternoon. Different tone this time. I owe you an apology, she said. Her voice was shaking. I didn't know. About the hotel. About how long it really was. He told us it was a few months, that he made a mistake, but this is something else entirely. I didn't say anything. Just let her talk. His father wants to speak with you. Would that be all right? 20 minutes later I was sitting in a coffee shop across from my father-in-law. He looked like he'd aged 10 years in a week. I raised him better than this, he said. First words out of his mouth. I don't know what happened to my son, but this isn't who we are. Okay, I said. His mother and I have been married 42 years. We've had hard times, rough patches, but we worked through them. We didn't lie. We didn't cheat. We faced our problems together. He paused. What he did to you is unforgivable. I started crying. Couldn't help it. Having his father say that, validate what I'd been feeling, it broke something loose in me. I'm sorry, I said, wiping my face. I didn't mean to, I just. Don't apologize, he said. You've done nothing wrong. Nothing. He slid an envelope across the table. Inside was a check for $20,000. This is from his college fund that we never used all of, he said. His mother and I want you to have it. For the baby. For whatever you need. I can't take this, I said. Yes, you can. That baby is our grandchild. You shouldn't have to struggle because our son is an idiot. I took the check. Put it in my purse. Started crying harder. Thank you, I managed to say. We'd like to be involved, he said carefully. With the baby. When you're ready. No pressure. But we want you to know we're here. I nodded. Couldn't speak. He patted my hand and left. I sat there for another 30 minutes just trying to pull myself together. My husband found out about the meeting. Showed up at my work again that evening. My boss had to threaten to call the police before he left. He sent me 47 text messages that night. I read the first few then stopped. They all said basically the same thing. How dare I turn his family against him? How dare I take money from his parents? How dare I poison everyone with my version of events? His version, apparently, was that I was vindictive and manipulative and using the baby as a weapon to destroy his life. I forwarded all the messages to my lawyer. She called me the next morning. We need to talk about custody, she said. These messages show a pattern of harassment and blame shifting. I want to file for sole custody with supervised visitation only. Will that work? I asked. With this evidence? Yes. He's showing concerning behavior. A judge will see that. But here's where it gets worse. Because of course it gets worse. I got a call yesterday from an unknown number. Normally I don't answer those, but something made me pick up. Is this her? A woman's voice. Young. Angry. Who is this? I'm asking if this is the wife. My stomach dropped. This is his wife, yes. Who are you? He told me you were separated. That you'd been living apart for months. That the divorce was basically done, just waiting on paperwork. The other woman. Had to be. We were never separated, I said. We were living together up until 2 weeks ago when I found out about you. Silence on the other end. Then, he's been texting me. Saying you're keeping his baby from him. That you're turning his family against him and he has nowhere to go. Did he mention the part where he told me he never wanted kids with me while I was 10 weeks pregnant? What? Or the part where he'd been planning to divorce me since July but his lawyer told him to wait until after his brother's wedding? More silence. I ended things with him 3 weeks ago, she said finally. When I found out the truth. But he won't stop contacting me. He says he loves me. That we can still be together once this all blows over. Once what blows over? I asked. His pregnant wife and the divorce and the baby that's coming? I blocked his number yesterday, she said. But he showed up at my apartment this morning. Just standing outside my building. My roommate had to go down and tell him to leave. My hands were shaking. Did he leave? Eventually. But I'm scared he's going to come back. She paused. I know I have no right to ask you anything. I know what I did was wrong, being with a married man. But I need you to know I didn't know the full story. And I'm done with him. Completely done. Why are you telling me this? I asked. Because he's not stable. I don't think he was ever stable, I just couldn't see it before. And you have a baby coming. You need to be careful. She hung up after that. I sat there staring at my phone for a long time. Then I called my lawyer back. Told her about the call, about him showing up at the other woman's apartment, about all of it. File for the protective order, I said. Today. Right now. She did. Emergency filing, expedited hearing. I had to go to court this morning to get it approved. My husband was there. His lawyer tried to argue that I was overreacting, that he'd never threatened me or the baby, that he just wanted to be involved in his child's life. The judge read the text messages. All 47 of them. Then she read the statement from the other woman about him showing up at her apartment. I'm granting the temporary order, the judge said. No contact except through lawyers regarding the pregnancy and custody arrangements. Violation will result in immediate arrest. My husband's face went red. He started to say something but his lawyer grabbed his arm and pulled him back. I walked out of that courtroom feeling like I could finally breathe. My sister picked me up outside. How did it go? I got it, I said. He can't contact me anymore. She hugged me right there on the courthouse steps. We went to lunch after, my first real meal in days. But I can't stop thinking about what the other woman said. That he's not stable. That I need to be careful. I'm 17 weeks pregnant now. Starting to show. My doctor says everything looks good with the baby. Healthy heartbeat, all the measurements right where they should be. I should be excited. Planning the nursery, picking names, doing all the things you're supposed to do when you're having a baby. Instead, I'm lying awake at night wondering if he's going to show up at my sister's house again. If the protective order will actually keep him away. If I'm going to spend the next 20 years looking over my shoulder every time I take my kid to the park. His mother texted me last night. Said his father told her about giving me the check. Said she's glad I took it. Said they want to help however they can. Then she said something that made me cry all over again. I'm so sorry my son isn't the man I thought I raised. You and that baby deserved better. Part of me wants to believe this is almost over. That the protective order will work, that he'll move on, that we can figure out some kind of custody arrangement that keeps everyone safe. But another part of me knows this is just the beginning. That he's not going to let this go. That it's going to get uglier before it gets better. I have 22 weeks left until this baby comes. 22 weeks to figure out how to protect myself and my child from someone who's supposed to love us both. My lawyer says the evidence is strong. That I'll get what I'm asking for in court. That everything will work out. But she also said to document everything. Every message, every sighting, every contact. Just in case. Just in case of what, I want to ask. But I already know the answer. He violated the protective order 4 days after it was issued, and I found out because his mother called me sobbing. She'd gone to his apartment to drop off some groceries and found him passed out drunk on the couch at 3 in the afternoon. His phone was open next to him. She saw the messages he'd been sending me. Dozens of them. All from a new number I didn't recognize, so I'd been ignoring them thinking they were spam. I'm so sorry, she kept saying. I'm so sorry. I hung up and checked my blocked messages folder. 53 texts from an unknown number over the past 3 days. I started reading. The first ones were apologetic. Begging me to talk to him, to let him explain, saying he couldn't live without me. Then they got angry. Calling me cruel, saying I was destroying his life on purpose, that I'd always been controlling and manipulative. Then they got scary. You can't keep my baby from me. I know where your sister lives. You think a piece of paper will stop me from seeing my own child? I'm the father. I have rights. You can't do this. I forwarded everything to my lawyer. She called back in 10 minutes. I'm filing a violation report right now, she said. The police will pick him up tonight. What does that mean? It means he'll be arrested. Held until a hearing. The judge will decide if he stays in jail or gets released with stricter conditions. Jail, I repeated. The word felt strange in my mouth. He violated a court order, she said. There are consequences. They arrested him that night. His mother called me again the next morning. Please, she said. Please don't press charges. He's not thinking straight. He's depressed, he's drinking, he needs help, not jail. He threatened me, I said. He said he knows where my sister lives. He would never hurt you. You know that. He's just scared and angry and not handling this well. That's not my problem anymore. She started crying again. I felt awful, but I didn't back down. His father got on the phone. We understand, he said quietly. You have to protect yourself and the baby. We understand. The hearing was yesterday. I had to testify about the messages, about feeling unsafe, about everything. He stood there in an orange jumpsuit looking like he hadn't slept in days. His lawyer argued he was going through a mental health crisis and needed treatment, not incarceration. The judge wasn't buying it. You had one job, she told him. Stay away. You couldn't do that for 4 days. 4 days. She ordered him held for 30 days pending a full psychological evaluation. If he passes, he gets out with an ankle monitor and even stricter no-contact rules. If he doesn't pass, he stays locked up until the baby's born and we sort out custody after. I should have felt relieved. Instead, I felt sick. Walking out of that courtroom, I ran into the other woman. She was sitting in the hallway outside, waiting for a different hearing. I had to file my own order, she said when she saw me. He showed up at my work. Caused a scene in front of my boss. When? 2 days before they arrested him. My manager had to call security to get him out of the building. We sat there together for a minute, 2 women who'd been completely destroyed by the same man. I'm 26 years old, she said suddenly. I should be going out with friends, dating normal guys, figuring out my life. Instead, I'm sitting in a courthouse at 9 in the morning filing protective orders because I made the mistake of believing a married man when he said he was getting divorced. I'm 7 months away from having a baby with someone who's in jail, I said. We're both living nightmare versions of our lives, she laughed. It wasn't a happy sound. Did you love him? She asked. I thought I did. Now I don't even know who he was. Yeah, she said. Same. My sister picked me up after. We drove to my ultrasound appointment in silence. The baby's fine. Growing perfectly. 20 weeks now, halfway there. The tech asked if I wanted to know the sex. I said yes. It's a boy. I sat in that dark room watching my son move around on the screen, and all I could think was, your father is in jail. Your father violated a protective order to send threatening messages to your mother. Your father is getting a psychiatric evaluation to see if he's stable enough to be released. What am I supposed to tell him when he's old enough to ask about his dad? My sister held my hand the whole drive home. I didn't cry. I'm too tired to cry anymore. But here's the part that's been eating at me. His brother came by my sister's house last night. Said he needed to talk to me about something important. I found something, he said once we were sitting down. In his apartment. Our parents asked me to pack up some of his things while he's away. He pulled out a notebook. The kind you'd use for journaling. I shouldn't have read it, he said. But I did. And I think you need to see this. He opened it to a page dated 3 months ago. July. Right around when he was telling the other woman he'd have everything sorted with me. The entry was a list. Titled Exit Strategy. Step 1. Convince her to stop trying for baby. Done. Step 2. Consult divorce lawyer. Done. Step 3. Set up separate bank account. In progress. Step 4. Move funds gradually. Starting next month. Step 5. Wait until after brother's wedding. November. Step 6. File papers week after wedding. Step 7. Be with her without guilt. I stared at that page for a long time. There's more, his brother said quietly. He flipped to another entry. This one from August, right after the hotel trip. Told her the retreat went great. She suspects nothing. This is almost over. Just a few more months and I'm free. No baby, no marriage, no more pretending to be someone I'm not. She deserves someone who actually wants the life she wants. I'm not that person. I never was. His brother closed the notebook. I'm giving this to your lawyer, he said. For court. For custody. For whatever you need. He knew, I said. My voice sounded far away. When I got pregnant, he already knew he was leaving. That's why he looked so destroyed at the wedding. Not because he wanted a baby with me. Because I'd just ruined his exit plan. I'm sorry, his brother said. I'm so sorry you're going through this. He left the notebook with me. I've read it 4 times now. Every entry is the same. Him counting down the days until he could leave. Him talking about her like she was his future and I was just an obstacle to get around. The baby kicked while I was reading. First time I've really felt him move. This tiny person growing inside me who was never part of his father's plan. Who was only ever a complication to be dealt with. My lawyer called this morning. Said the notebook is exactly what we need for the custody hearing. That it shows premeditation, deception, complete disregard for the marriage and the baby. That a judge will look at this and see someone who shouldn't have unsupervised access to a child. This is good for your case, she said. But it doesn't feel good. It feels like I'm reading the diary of a stranger who was living in my house, sleeping in my bed, pretending to be my husband while planning his escape the whole time. 20 weeks to go. 20 weeks until I have to figure out how to raise a son whose father is either in jail or being monitored by the state. 20 weeks to prepare for a custody battle with someone who documented in writing that he never wanted this baby in the first place. His mother keeps texting me. Asking if I'll visit him. If I'll accept his calls from jail. If I'll consider couples therapy once he's released. I haven't responded. What's there to say? The other woman texted me last night. Just one message. I hope your baby is healthy and you find peace. I'm sorry for everything. I didn't respond to that either. I'm sitting in my sister's guest room at midnight, 20 weeks pregnant with a son I'm going to raise alone, reading a notebook that proves the last 2 years of my life were a complete lie. And somehow I still have 4 more months to go before any of this is really over. My son was born 3 weeks ago. He's healthy. Perfect. Has my eyes and unfortunately his father's nose, but I'm hoping he grows into it. His father wasn't there. Didn't even know I'd gone into labor until 2 days after because his parents waited to tell him. They were at the hospital with me though. His mother held my hand through the worst of it, and his father cried when they brought the baby out. Real tears, the kind you can't fake. He's beautiful, his mother whispered. Absolutely beautiful. They've been amazing, honestly. Coming over every few days to help with feedings, bringing groceries, just being present in a way their son never was. His father set up the crib I couldn't afford. His mother bought more baby clothes than one infant could ever need. We know this doesn't fix what he did, she told me last week. But this baby is our grandson. And you're still family to us. If you'll have us. I let her hold him while I showered. First real shower in 4 days. When I came out she was rocking him and singing softly. Some old lullaby I didn't recognize. The custody hearing was last month. He got supervised visitation only, 2 hours every other Saturday at a family services center. Has to pass random drug tests. Has to continue therapy. The ankle monitor comes off in 3 months if he stays clean and follows the rules. His lawyer tried to argue for more. Brought up father's rights, the importance of a dad in a boy's life, all of that. My lawyer brought up the notebook. Read entries out loud in court. Every single plan he'd made to leave me, every lie he told, the part where he wrote I'd ruined everything by getting pregnant. The judge didn't need to hear much more after that. You documented your intention to abandon this child before he was even born, she said. You'll be lucky if you get what I'm offering. He didn't say anything. Just sat there looking at the table. I haven't seen him since that hearing. His parents bring him updates, show him pictures on their phones during their visits with him. I told them I don't care if they do that. The baby should know his father exists, even if his father never wanted him to. His first supervised visit is next week. I won't be there. Can't be there, legally. But his mother's going to be in the waiting room, and she promised to call me if anything seems off. He's different now, she told me yesterday. Quieter. The therapist says he's processing a lot of shame. Good, I said. Then felt bad for saying it. No, she said firmly. You're right. Good. He should feel shame. What he did was shameful. The divorce finalized 2 weeks before the baby was born. I got the house, which I'm selling because I can't afford it and don't want to live there anyway. Got a decent settlement too, enough to cover rent for a year while I figure things out. His parents added more money, insisted on setting up a college fund. He won't do it, his father said. So we will. The other woman reached out last month. Asked if she could send something for the baby. I said no. She understood. I think about what I did every day, she wrote. I know sorry doesn't fix anything. But I am sorry. I deleted the message. Haven't heard from her since. Work gave me 12 weeks leave. I go back in 9 weeks. My sister found a daycare near my new apartment, one with good reviews and teachers who actually seem to care. It costs more than I want to spend but less than I feared. My son is sleeping in his bassinet next to me right now. He makes these little noises in his sleep, these tiny squeaks that sound almost like hiccups. The hospital said that's normal. That everything about him is normal. I keep looking at him and thinking about that notebook entry. No baby, no marriage, no more pretending. Like he was some hypothetical problem to be avoided. But he's real. He's here. He has fingernails and eyelashes and this one piece of hair that sticks straight up no matter what I do. His father made a choice. Chose another woman, chose lies, chose a carefully planned exit strategy over the family we could have had. And now he gets 2 hours every other Saturday while I get 2 a.m. feedings and diaper changes and this whole entire person who depends on me for everything. Some people would say that's unfair. That I got the harder deal. But I look at this baby and I don't see hard. I see worth it. His parents asked me last week what I named him. I'd been keeping it private, not sure I wanted to share yet. But his mother looked at me with so much hope that I couldn't say no. His name is James, I said. After my grandfather. She smiled. That's a strong name. A good name. I didn't use any family names from your side, I added. Felt like I needed to explain that. Good, his father said. He deserves a fresh start. No baggage from us. They stayed for dinner that night. We ordered pizza and his mother held James while I ate and for a few hours it almost felt normal. Like maybe we could figure out how to be a family, just a different kind than anyone planned. His father left something when they went home. An envelope with my name on it. Inside was a letter. I know I have no right to ask anything of you, it started. But please know that my son's choices are his own. You did nothing wrong. You deserved better than what he gave you. And that baby deserves better than a father who has to be court-ordered to see him. It went on for 2 pages. Apologizing, explaining how they'd failed to see the signs, how they'd raised him better than this but somewhere along the way he'd become someone they didn't recognize. If you ever need anything, it ended. We're here. Not because we're trying to make up for what he did. But because we love that baby. And we love you too, I cried reading it. The kind of crying where you can't catch your breath and your chest hurts. My sister found me on the couch an hour later, James asleep on my chest, letter crumpled in my hand. You okay? She asked. His parents are better people than their son, I said. That's a low bar, we laughed. It felt good to laugh. The house sold last week. Closing is in 30 days. I'm moving into a 2-bedroom apartment across town, near a park with a playground and a library. My sister's 10 minutes away. His parents are 15. I'm packing up the nursery I'd set up in the house. The one I painted pale blue back when I thought we were building something together. There's a wall where I'd started putting up those stick-on stars that glow in the dark, one of those things you do when you're pregnant and nesting and stupidly hopeful. I'm leaving the stars. Let the next family deal with them. James is 3 weeks old today. He cluster-fed all morning, barely let me put him down. My sister brought lunch and held him while I ate with both hands for the first time in days. We watched some mindless show on TV and didn't talk about anything important. You're doing really good, she said when she was leaving. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you are. I'm just trying not to mess him up, I said. That's the goal, she said. Keep trying. That's all any parent does. His father sent a letter through his lawyer last week, asking if he could write to me directly, send letters about the baby, be more involved than the court allows. My lawyer advised against it. Said any contact outside the court order is a risk. I agreed. He can have his 2 hours every other Saturday. He can watch his son grow up in supervised visits and carefully documented interactions. He can live with knowing he chose another woman over this, over us, over everything we could have been. I'm done making space for his regrets. James just woke up. He's looking at me with those big unfocused eyes that newborns have, like he's trying to figure out where he is. I pick him up and he settles immediately against my chest, that perfect weight of him in my arms. It's just us, I tell him. But we're going to be okay. And I think maybe we will be.